Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, what happened today? Did Gary Gensler succeed? Did he finally destroy crypto and Bitcoin in the process? Well, let's analyze what happened today and what we could look forward to with this massive lawsuit that just happened today. Whew. Welcome, guys. That was a steep drop. Or was it? Well, it was a decent drop. It was a decent drop, like 5% drop. The entire market dropped more than 5%. Some of these coins that I'll talk about in a little bit dropped 8, 9, 10%. But you know what? Here's the thing. Bitcoin is not back at 15,000. It's not at 20,000. It's above 25,000. Yes, it's a little bit lower than this morning. And it sucks. But the end is not near. And then the end is not here either. But after, I know most of you guys already know the news because I already covered it shortly after my morning stream. SEC dropped this huge lawsuit, right? And because of this news, 200 million liquidated, 200 million longs. But, here's a good thing. And I will try to bring some good news, even though I'm not in a good mood. And it's really nothing to do with the crypto market. It's more to do with something else. But, the good news about this is we only had about 200 million. And you could see after that, this is basically non-existent, right? So the good news about this is that a lot of people are not risking leverage anymore. I kind of figured after this news today, there would have been like $1 billion or something liquidated. No, we had 200 million and now it's it. Like it's gone. So that's the good thing about what happened today. Obviously, I think this did contribute to why Bitcoin entire sector fell. This is not just with Bitcoin, right? Obviously, this had a lot to do with what we saw. But you know what? So in case you're not familiar with what has happened, okay, let's recap. The SEC sues Binance, sues CZ, okay, 13 charges for security violations, okay? So obviously, not a good look. And this also relates to Binance.us. So, obviously causing a whole lot of scare because Binance is the biggest exchange in the world and Binance.us is one of the biggest exchanges in the US, right? So obviously causing a lot of scare. But if you read through this, it's a lot more comprehensive than just going after Binance. SEC declared certain activities in crypto being securities and also certain chains and coins also securities. But first, what are they targeting Binance for? Well, according to the SEC, according to Gary Gensler, he believes CZ commingled funds also has too much ownership in Binance and Binance.us. And he believes that BNB and also BUSD are both securities in which Binance sold. So there's a lot to digest here. But what's interesting is this. This is like the ownership structure. According to the SEC, that CZ himself on top owns CMC, which they paid enormous amount for. And then all these other companies. One, Binance Holding Limited, which is owned by him. And he's saying, they're saying 100%. Okay, first of all, CZ has investors. There's other people involved. So you can't just say CZ owns 100% of all these, right? And then it goes down and breaks down that CZ owns the company 100%, that owns 81% of BAM Trading Service, which is Binance.us. So only 19% is owned by seed investors and other people. I just don't believe that CZ himself on top there, the 5 companies, is owned 100% by CZ. That just doesn't even make any sense. Okay, it's not like CZ took it out of his pocket and just bought everything. He has investors too, right? So first of all, that map doesn't even make a lot of sense. And everything else that basically Gary and SEC declared unproven. They're alleged, okay? Here's the thing. Just because the SEC sues doesn't mean that it's factual. Doesn't mean that it's law. They are alleging. This is what they think. But until proven, it's just hearsay. Most of this comes from supposedly insiders that said that CZ did this and did that and did this. They're disgruntled employees. Of course, they would say bad things, right? So you got to, of course, take what they say with a grain of salt, or many boatloads of salt. But today you got SEC, Twitter, and then Gary Gensler, keep posting this. They're just like posting this again, supposedly from an ex-Binance employee, and somehow it's factual. So if someone ever gets fired and they say something, it must be true according to the SEC. And they're tweeting this. They just keep doing this. Even Gary's tweeting this. Like somehow you just have to recognize that it has to be true. If someone worked for Binance and they said something bad, it has to be true, right? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It really doesn't. They're really grasping, and it makes me wonder. Some people are speculating that the SEC is doing this because they're going to lose the XRP lawsuit. But some are speculating they're doing this because they're going to win. I don't think it's the latter. I think they're doing this because they're fearful they're going to lose, and they need to do something else to prove their worth. Because if they lose Ripple and then they lose against Coinbase, well, then Gary's in a very bad position. He's going to look like an idiot, right? So maybe this is a reason to keep him aboard, right? So it seems like he's doing something. So Coinbase today also fell. Their stock fell because, of course, Coinbase also sued SEC, and SEC already said that they may sue Coinbase, right? But what are they suing for? They haven't said. Well, we may know what they're suing for because there was a plethora of coins that were named securities, and it's not over if you actually read through the hundreds of pages like I did. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't read through 100 pages, but there's verbiage in there that says that it's not limited to just these. Basically, SEC thinks like everything is a security, right? So what's next with Coinbase? We don't know. Are they really going to sue Coinbase? We don't know. They already threatened Coinbase saying we may sue you. Coinbase is asking for clarity. They won't give it, right? This is what the SEC is doing. Of course, Binance responded to this through this blog post. Didn't really say much other than, unfortunately, the SEC's refusal to productively engage with us is just another example of the Commission's misguided and unconscious refusal to provide much-needed clarity and guidance to the digital asset industry. Basically, yes, that's true. They don't want to give clarity. They want to make sure that there is no clarity at all. They don't define anything. They don't. So basically what this alleges is like, hey, SEC did not try to work with us at all, right? If they were truly trying to better security laws, they will work with us, right? Tell us what to change. Tell us what we did wrong. Instead, they just hit us with a lot of security violations, right? And that's it. CZ, of course, says 4. People may be wondering why 4. Well, one of the things he tweeted out before was 4 is ignore the FUD. Basically, that's what he's saying. All systems are standing by. There's nothing going on with deposits or withdrawals, right? And they will respond in kind, basically, right? I think Binance is getting ready for a multi-year lawsuit against, or a multi-year fight against the SEC, right? Kind of like Ripple. Here's the thing. Binance has even more money than Ripple. They have unlimited amount of funds, and they can fight this till the end. And that's what I'm hoping for. And in case you're wondering, I tweeted this out earlier today. The founder of CryptoQuant says, hey, if you're worried about exchanges or Binance exchange reserves, is still high. I'm sure some were removed, but overall, the number of Bitcoins, the number of Ethereum is still high. So obviously, people outside the U.S. not really fearful about this at all, right? And here's the thing: keep in mind that SEC is a government agency in the U.S. Binance.com is not a U.S. company. They're not open in the U.S. So I don't even get this concept that U.S. agencies can target foreign companies. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. I think the only connection is because, yes, there is a Binance.us. So they're alleging all these things and all these connections so they could actually target Binance. But Binance is not even a U.S.-based company. So how does that even work? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But here's the thing. This is not just a Binance thing, okay? So a plethora, like I said, plethora of other declarations were made today, okay? Including BNB, BUSD, I mentioned those, Binance-based projects, okay? But also Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Filecoin, Cosmos, Sandbox, Decentraland, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody, all named today, basically declared securities, okay? And there's more verbiage that says it's just not limited to these either. There's a lot more, but of course they don't want to define it. What does this mean exactly, okay? Basically, any chain out there is a security. Any chain, any coin, stable coins. If you're going to declare BUSD a security, well, then USDC and USDT better watch out. Are they going to be declared securities soon? What about Cody? What did they do? Well, they're a payment maker and they produce DGED for Cardano, a stable coin. So, stable coins are now securities. Why not target gaming companies, right? And metaverses. Well, let's just target everything. Atom is a layer 0, also targeted. Filecoin, which is decentralized storage. I mean, but the big thing is Solana, ADA, Polygon, Algorand, Cosmos. These are like the biggest L1s or L1, L2s, L0s, basically in the top 10, basically, all declared securities, right? So does that mean Coinbase is going to get sued because they do list a lot of these, like Cardano and Solana and Polygon and Cosmos and several of these others, right? Is this what the SEC is going to sue Coinbase with, that you're offering trading of securities? Maybe. Maybe this is how they're going to get into Coinbase, right? Like everything is a security. Someone's saying V-Bucks are security. Yeah, it is. Robux are securities then. V-Bucks are securities. Everything is security, right? And also this includes staking too. They're going after Binance for offering staking services. Now, this kind of staking service is very different than Celsius and Voyager. This is simply passing on staking rewards from the chain to the users. Okay, so even that is deemed as a security. So basically, the SEC is also declaring staking overall a security. So what about staking providers? What about liquid staking providers? Is then Lido a security now, right? What about everything else that offers staking too? If you're a liquidity provider, does that mean Uniswap, DEXs, our AMMs are now securities? It's just so encompassing without proper definition. Again, zero clarity from the SEC, just causing a whole bunch of confusion right now. A lot of confusion. And no one knows what the hell's going on. Just like when Congress was grilling Gary Gensler about Ethereum, right? Is Ethereum a security? And he refused to answer that question. He dodged it 10 different ways, right? That's exactly proving my point about Gary, about not having any clarity or not defining anything, so there's no clarity. No one knows what the hell is going on, right? That's the situation we're in right now. And this is just all in the U.S., okay? So I know half of you guys are outside of the U.S. watching me, so that's good, because you're not affected by this nonsense. But wherever you live, probably there's some regulations and regulatory concerns, right? But the U.S. is by far the worst. And what is happening is basically exactly what people think is happening. Gary is driving innovation out, okay? And there may be agenda. Charles Hoskinson answered this. Basically, with respect to Binance, I'm reading through the SEC complaint. It's over 130 pages, but seems like the next in a series of steps to implement Chokepoint 2.0 in the United States. The end goal is an agenda-based CBDC partner with a handful of massive banks and end-to-end control over every aspect of your financial life. So is this the agenda? I think this makes a lot of sense. The U.S. and many countries around the world want to come out their own CBDC, central bank digital currency. They want to replace their fiat with a digital equivalent. And with it, they're able to track you and all your spending and where you send your money everywhere because it's on a ledger. So they're taking the best parts, one of the best parts of a blockchain, and using it against you. That's what they want to do. And of course, they're going to work with the biggest banks out there, like the JP Morgans of the world, okay? And this may be the reason why Gary is doing what he's doing and why all these regulatory bodies are doing what they're doing, making it very anti-crypto because they're trying to protect their own. Not only that, protect the banks, protect the central banks, in fact, because they're all screwed up right now around the world, right? So, and a lot of you guys are saying, no CBDCs for me. You sure about that? They're going to force it upon you. You have no choice in the future. Once they get rid of paper money and they say, hey, you have to pay everything through a financial app, maybe the government wallet, you have no choice. It's going to happen. This is their agenda unless all of us fight back. And that's really a reason to be in crypto, why a lot of us are in crypto, right? But anyways, I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but it just makes a lot of sense why things are being done right now, right? If you think about it. I mean, there's just, yeah. I guess the only good thing I'm getting out of this is Ethereum. Ethereum was not named as one of the crypto that is a security. So does that mean that the SEC is recognizing that Ethereum is a commodity just like Bitcoin, according to CFTC? They do think that Ethereum is a commodity. So that's the thing. Ethereum was not named. So I guess the good thing out of this is Ethereum is no security. Gary refuses to say anything about Ethereum itself. So maybe that's the saving grace. I don't know. But yeah. So that's the gist of it, okay? So that's the gist of it. So, I mean, it all sounds bad, and we're shaking our head. No one believes that Gary is doing a good job. No one. Even Congress people, not one person has come out and said, Gary, you're doing a good job. I applaud what you're doing. Not one person in Congress thinks that Gary is doing a good job. Not one person anywhere thinks Gary's doing a good job, okay? But until Congress votes to remove his position or Biden removes him from position, I mean, he's going to continue to do what he's doing and disrupt things and cause confusion. And basically, he's doing it for more power. And also, he's probably doing it because of this bigger agenda that's happening right now. And that is to develop a CBDC and push it out to the people. Combination of two or both, whatever it is. But it's not good. It's not good. But like I said at the beginning, right, even though all this sounds really scary and it's horrible, right, keep in mind, crypto is not just a U.S. thing. It's worldwide. That's the beauty of it. Beauty of decentralization, that no authority, no single member or even country controls crypto. So even if the U.S. gets completely shut down for all crypto stuff, well, you know what? There's several hundred countries outside the U.S. that will still continue to operate. So that's the good thing. Keep that in mind, that crypto is not just a U.S.-based thing. You got to think the bigger picture worldwide. You can't shut it down. You just can't. And like I said at the beginning, even though it seems like it's very gloomy and doomy, right? And you see this big, nasty drop, this big, and you go to the 4 hour, you see this big, nasty drop right here, right? But you know what? When in doubt, zoom out, okay? Even though it looks so bad. It's really, really bad. Today's so bad, right? But just keep in mind, a couple months ago, Bitcoin fell down below 20,000, okay? We're still 5,000 plus from that point on. So, in case you're thinking, we haven't seen this before, it is looking really, really bad, okay? Just keep in mind, take a breather, step back, zoom out, and realize, okay, we've seen this before. This is a setback. It's not good. No one likes Gary, okay? But it is just a setback. And we will get through this. We always do. And when we do, brighter days will come. Okay, so don't give up. Think about why you're in crypto. Don't give up your financial freedom or life-changing wealth. And certainly don't give up to tyrants like Gary Gensler, who's trying to ruin that for you. All right. Let's do some Q&A. I should be drinking more, but I'm trying to be a little healthier these days. All right, let's zoom down. Let's see what I missed here. I'm not muted, so that's good. All right, I'm scrolling here. Scrolling. Gary's trying to set back the whole industry in the U.S. for sure. Mike Warren says, bigger picture, folks. Yup. Barry says, half the Democrats in the state saying he's doing a good job. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Bacon and eggs. What's the difference between Gary and God? God doesn't think he's Gary. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Like to move to an Asian country that's crypto friendly. Singapore. I hear Singapore is lovely. Very expensive, but great place to raise kids. Very crypto friendly. I've never visited. Maybe one day. Let's see. How did XLM get in on the ETH free pass? Good luck to SEC lawyers, mental health suing Coinbase and Binance simultaneously. Well, XLM is further down the list, so they probably didn't state it. But keep in mind, they said that that list is not limited, okay, to just whatever they named. So there's others that they will be targeting, but they just didn't name it. They just named a few off the top of their heads, basically, the bigger ones. I know what I'm going as for Halloween this year. Make your own costume. Does Gary know something about the Ripple case and is front running it? Yes, that's what I posed on Twitter. Does he know they're about to lose, which is why they need to do another case to save face? Or do they know they're about to win, so now they're pushing even further? That's the thing. It's a 50-50. I don't know. I don't think they're going to lose. I mean, I don't think Ripple's going to lose. But that would be absolutely disastrous if Ripple actually loses. And then you combine, and then you have this right afterwards. It'd be absolutely horrible. But I don't think that's the case. Can we start a class action against the SEC? I don't know if you could do that. There's been petitions to remove Gary, but I don't know if you could do a class action lawsuit against SEC. I guess you can sue the SEC because Coinbase did. So as an individual, you probably could, but there's no way you could afford to pay the lawyers. I mean, Ripple has spent $200 million to fight the SEC, right? So the only way to do it is join in, like say with Binance, to be able to do this. Am I still interested in buying a Corolla GR? Why? Do you have one for sale? I can't stand Gary Gensler, but silver lining, my alts are on sale again. It's good day to be DCAing. Good day to be DCAing. Stephen F. Gary. How the heck did you buy a Ferrari? I hear it's hard to get, even on their list, without customer history status. Story time. Not really. I think people like to just spread rumors about how hard it is to buy a Ferrari. It really isn't. If you want to buy one of the ultra rare Ferraris, like the LaFerrari and an Enzo, you know, like the super rare ones, yes, you have to be handpicked. But they're lower ones. You can just walk in and put down a down payment, right? Now, I did hear something different. Like, because so many people resold their SF90s, Ferrari hated it. So, at first, they were taking orders for the new SUV, the Purisanghe. And then they said they closed off the orders. And then they started handpicking people on the list, right? So, I don't know if that means going forward, that's what they're going to do. But from the successor to F8, like the 296 GDP, which I think is an absolutely horrendous looking car, and it's a hybrid, you could put a down payment on that. You just put $10,000 down and wait for it. You could select whatever you want, put $10,000 down, and then when the car is done, then you can finance it or pay for it in cash. But it's not exclusive. Anyone could walk in and order one. You just have to wait. I waited a year and a half for mine. Ed, hypothetical question. If all exchanges left the U.S., how can one with Bitcoin ETH keep holding and cash out in the future? Ed, so you're not getting it. In the future, you don't need to cash out. Okay? In the future, you just pay directly with Bitcoin and ETH. But if you're wondering about short term and you do need to cash out, well, then of course you'll be in trouble. But there's always new venues to cash out. You can start an account with Circle. You could still cash out with Gemini or Coinbase or Kraken. I just don't see every single fiat off-ramp shutting down short term, maybe long term, but by then you'll just pay everything with crypto. Gary has made it cheaper for us to buy more BTC. That is true. You could consider, you could look at this as a golden opportunity to DCA more. Joseph, can we come together and file something maybe like an MDL type? I don't know what an MDL type lawsuit is, but no, I don't think we have enough money to do so. Again, Ripple's spent $200 million to fight the SEC. Unless you have some billionaire friends that can wait years and can put up hundreds of millions of dollars, you can't fight the SEC. They will bankrupt you in court, even if they're wrong. They will keep appealing and appealing and appealing and appealing until you can't afford your lawyers anymore. I think the only thing you could do is just like write to the people in charge, really. Write to them and tell them what a bad job Gary is doing. I have 2 Corolla GRs, both certified. Why do you have 2? One for resale? Is that why? I don't know why you would need to get 2. One is good enough. It's a great weekend car. It's a great weekend car. And it's plenty fun. And, I mean, you could daily drive if you wanted to. It's nice and comfortable. And you don't have to worry about, you know, people scratching it or hitting it or denting it. I guess you still do, no matter what. It's a new car. George, is it entrapment that the SEC allows Coinbase to offer Solana and Cardano when they went public in the first place? I don't know if that's considered entrapment. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe if they knew all along, but I don't think they were paying attention back then. John Dean Dayton filed a SEC suit for XRP holders. That's good. I don't know if that's going to do much. I read my representatives twice this year. I think everyone should go do this today, tomorrow, and maybe a couple times per week until they listen. That, I think, Joseph, I think that's the best course of action. Not a lawsuit, but yeah, to just write your representatives and let them know what's going on. Here's something else, okay? Just to throw some hopium at you guys. SEC lawsuits are civil lawsuits, not criminal lawsuits, okay? So there's a lot of people on Twitter that does not know the difference. So they're saying, oh, you know, CZ is going to go to jail and this and that. No, these are civil lawsuits. So if CZ didn't want to fight this, he could simply say, okay, let me pay a fine and move on, right? Or whatever else they want, right? Keep in mind, SEC sues a lot of people. SEC has sued Elon before over his tweets about Tesla. Elon paid a fine and agreed to some terms and move on, right? These are not criminal lawsuits. These are civil lawsuits, okay? So these 13 charges are civil cases, not criminal cases. But still, you know, it sucks. It caused a lot of FUD, a lot of confusion, lack of clarity, right? But again, just to throw that out there, these are civil charges, civil cases, not criminal cases. But I think people need to charge Gary with some criminal cases. I don't know if that's, yeah, If that's ever going to happen. Am I going to watch 24 hours of Le Mans? No, I'm not. You should take BDC Super Chats over YouTube taking 30%. I don't mind. I mean, I just don't, you know, I don't want to beg for it. I don't want to put one BDC address in my description and say, well, send me some BDC. No, I appreciate anyone that's donating, contributing. I do appreciate that, but I'm not going to throw an address out there. I did throw one for fun on Twitter saying do not send ETH to this ETH address. Some people still sent it. I appreciate anyone that did send it, but it was like, it's meant to be a joke because all the, that's the new rave on Twitter. Is anyone going to protect us from the SEC? I don't know. New presidential candidate. I don't know if anyone's going to take over as president for this next term. But maybe then we can get Gary out, or Congress somehow votes. They find it important enough to vote to position out. So you don't have SEC chairman. You just have some kind of director with oversight. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Is there Ferrari a manual? They don't offer manuals in Ferraris anymore. They're all dual clutch transmissions, which still shifts really nice. The only thing bad about dual clutch transmissions, because I guess, well, because it's kind of like a auto manual, so it sucks when you're reversing, especially uphill, or you're on a hill. You got to watch out because your car will move backwards. And backing up into a driveway also kind of sucks. You know, so just keep that in mind. It's 4:18 a.m. in Sweden. Well, I don't know why you're still up, but I'm glad you are up tuning in. This is just nasty right here. See? Look at this verbiage right here. In the middle, the second sentence. This includes, but it's not limited to, okay? So that opens the doors. So basically they're saying, yes, we're listing some, but securities are not limited to just these. And these include BNB, BUSD, Solana, ADA, Matic, Filecoin, Cosmos, Sandbox, Decentraland, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody. Derry. I think you said your full name is Darius. People thought I was making up that story. I put it on Twitter. I said it was a humbling experience meeting you in the bathroom of Jay Alexander's. And someone else gave me a thumbs up in a car, which I think, and I wasn't driving my Ferrari at the time, so I think he recognized me. But it was nice to meet you. Unfortunately, you came in a bad time. I'm glad to see most of you guys are still fun, still focused, encouraged to hodl, and you guys are not panicking. I'm really relieved to see that. I thought tonight's chat, you'd just be like, you know, all these people saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to 12K or 10K and it's time to sell and this and that. No. That's the opposite of what I'm seeing right now. So, really good. My nose is really itchy. Oh. People that hate finger cracking, this is for you. Rich, I hear that's a common problem in Miami. I did not partake in that. Honey, ginger, lemon water. Good. Bought a ton of alts today. That's good. Crypto lifer Sam. Love this man. Go George. I appreciate that. About you. Not Sam. We participate in the spaces. Good guy. Good guy. It's snowy in Miami. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Today, a little rough, but not that rough. But I just think something's happening. Something's happening behind the scenes for the SEC to do this right now. And what's happening? Either Ripple is about to win or Ripple is about to lose. I think that's what's happening. Short term, I think Gary has to, I don't know. If he's about to lose a Ripple lawsuit, he has to prove himself, right? Like I got to do something to make up for it. So I think that's what's happening because Ripple's about to announce they're going to win. But some people think, well, it's no, because Ripple's about to lose, so that's why he's pushing further. I don't know. I don't see it. It could be a possibility, but I don't see it. Damn. BTC is not going to 2K. Stay focused. Keep DC. I ignore Gary. Yup. All right, guys. I'll let you guys get back to it. You know, maybe tomorrow we just go right back up to 26 something again, and then we'd ignore all this. But you know what? Stay focused, guys. Don't be discouraged. There will always be scary times like this $200 million liquidation, right? You know what? CZ is not afraid. Binance is going to fight this. Coinbase is going to fight this. All these other chains are probably going to fight this, including Charles Hoskinson. So, stay strong, my friends. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.